schedule, take time off, switch shifts, not swift ships, oh my gosh, switch shifts, that is a tongue twister. Switch shifts, switch shifts, switch shifts. Hi friends, so today I'm going to be talking about operations. Welcome to operations and welcome to food and beverage. Those are two orientation class training things that you have to go through. Well, if you're in food and beverage. If you're not in food and beverage, then you get welcome to whatever you're doing. But I'm in food and beverage, so I've had to do that one. Because that would make sense, right? Right. Okay, cool. We're on the same page. Awesome. Sorry, I'm a little sick. I've been sick like this whole week. So sorry if I like cough or sniff or sneeze or whatever during this. Sorry. Disclaimer, sorry. Okay. So basically I got up early. Good morning everyone. We're going to first day of training. It's currently, today is March 18th. So this was a long time ago because I'm terrible at keeping up and editing. So I'm really far behind. So I'm going to try to explain everything I can best to my knowledge. I did take notes from the first day, so that way I kind of remembered like what we did, but I'm really sorry you guys, and to myself, because I might forget some things. Sorry. But if you're doing the program, then you'll go through this anyways, and it's all good. But future Jamie, I'm sorry if I forget some details. I'm sorry. Okay, anyways. So I got up early. I went with Allie, and we went to Welcome to Operations. So basically what you do is you go to Disney University, and then they take you to a classroom. And then they showed us a lot of videos, so it started off with a safety video, like what to do if there's gun violence in the office or in the place of business that you are, like how to deal with it, how to hide, who to call, stuff like that. So it was like gun safety. And then we went over the 4 keys, which are safety, courtesy, show, and efficiency. You'll learn those a whole bunch of times. I think I've already talked about it, so I'm not going to explain it anymore. But it's easy stuff. They just kind of talk about it. And then they do like this little, it's not a game show, but like they think it's funny, where they like have little lands for the 4 keys. So there's like safety land and courtesy land and show land. And basically they go more in detail about the 4 keys and like have little exercises that you do. I mean, it was okay. It was kind of cheesy. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was definitely cheesy. And then we learned about like doing the Disney point. You're supposed to use 2 fingers when you're pointing, because it's like rude if you use 1 finger. And they say like if you use 1 finger, not only is it rude, but like it's kind of has like a negative tone to it, because when parents say no to their kids, they go no, no, no. So when you point at something or someone with 1 finger, it looks like you're accusing them of something. So 2 fingers is way more polite, or you can use your whole hand. I have started using the Disney point in normal life a little bit, but I don't really have to worry about it too much because unfortunately my job doesn't have a lot of customer interaction, and I'm not pointing too often. So even when I do point, I'm not talking to guests, I'm not showing them where to go, so it's not that big of a deal for me. But if you are very guest heavy, you're seeing guests, blah, 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 which most jobs are, you gotta make sure you're using your Disney point, because you do get in trouble for not using it. But it's not that bad, it's kind of fun. Yeah, then they just kind of told you like how to talk to guests, how you have to be courteous to them. They are our #1 priority. They are the reason why we have a job, and we just want to do all that we can to make their stay at Disney the best it can be. So that's like your #1 goal, besides safety obviously. But guest satisfaction and just being nice to people, that's what it's all about. And then they kind of go over like now that you're an employee and you're working at Disney, like not to post certain things online. You should never take videos backstage. And like if you do take a picture, you can't take a picture during work, but if like a family member came and took a picture of you and posted it online, like that's okay. As long as you look show ready and like you're within this Disney standards. But if someone posts a picture of you and your friends backstage, like hanging out, doing something maybe inappropriate, like throwing trash around, or I don't know, something stupid like that, then you could get in trouble for that. If someone takes a picture of you on stage and you don't look show ready, or it looks like you're being mean, or I don't know, again doing something inappropriate, you can get in trouble for that. So you gotta make sure you're always show ready when you're on stage, and be careful when you're posting pictures. You gotta make sure that the company isn't gonna be shown in a bad light. That's basically all it is, really. And then they show you a silly video about this muscular man named Andy comes, and he shows you how to move your body in an appropriate and safe way when you're working. So like when you're picking up boxes, like the best way to do it so you don't hurt yourself and strain yourself. And so they kind of explain it where there's different body zones. So right here, my hands, here, let me turn. Right here, my hands are not that far away from my body, so they're in the green zone, because it's easy, if I had to pick something, it's easy to pick it up right here, because all of my strength is here. When you have your arms farther out, this is your yellow zone, so it's a little bit harder, it's a little less safe, but it's not that bad. But if I were to pick something up, or like reach really high, I'm going to go into my red zone, because my hand's really far away from me. And that makes things very difficult. You're straining your hand, you're straining your arms, you have to use your muscles more, and it's just not as healthy for you. So, I don't know. So they want you to like be aware of your body, and like try to do things to make yourself safe, make everyone else safe, and not strain yourself too much while you're working. What else was there? Oh, they like taught you how to, I think it was stretch or something. Here, let me show you. I don't know if you'll be able to see. Oh my gosh. Something like when you have to like stretch your back out. So you have to like have your feet square, and then you're supposed to bend down, have your hands right here, and instead of being like hunched over, they want you to like stick your butt out. I know this looks really inappropriate, and it felt really inappropriate because during my operations I was wearing a dress and they were making me do this and it was really weird, but that's like a proper way to stretch. It's a proper way to stretch and like, I don't know, be safe basically. Safety is the #1 key, so they were just showing you that, and it was just kind of silly and funny, and Andy's like all muscular and really into it, and like, I don't know, it was just really goofy. You'll laugh about it when you go and see it, but yeah. And then sometimes we like make fun of Andy at work. We'll be like, whoa, whoa, be careful, you're getting in your red zone, like, it's funny. So that was pretty much it. I had like a 15 to 20 minute break during my welcome to operations class. So I brought a lunch, or you can go buy a lunch at Disney University, go to the bathroom, stuff like that. It wasn't that long of a day. I think it was like 3 or 4 hours. It definitely was, it didn't need to be that long, because the whole body thing with Andy was pretty long, and the safety with the gun thing was also really long. I personally hated that video because it made me really sick. Like, it was very, this video was filmed like in the 90s, so it was pretty old, and the camera quality wasn't as good, and there was a lot of action shots, and the camera was like moving around a lot, like the camera guy was running with the camera, and it like was very unstable, and I just kind of got motion sickness from watching it. So like for half of it I couldn't even look, and I was just listening. She's got one I know. So that pretty much wraps up my first day. Then the second day was Welcome to Food and Beverage. So again, you go to Disney University. They took me to a different classroom, and then again they go over the 4 keys, but then they kind of go more into depth about like 4 keys pertaining to your role. They also talked about like they showed us like a video at the very beginning to get us like excited about food and beverage, and they showed us like different cast members of food and beverage and like different parks doing different things, because there's like lots of different roles in food and beverage. Like there's different restaurants, quick service, what's the opposite of quick service? I don't know, full service? I don't know, where you're like an actual restaurant and you're like an actual waitress or whatever, versus me, which is quick service, which is like fast food. And they were just like, oh, you're gonna love it. Oh, food and beverage is great. Oh, here's your Mickey bar, blah, blah, blah. You know, I don't know. It was cute. It got me excited, so I was like, cool, because I wasn't too excited when I found out I got food and beverage, because it wasn't even one of my top 5 roles that I wanted. But hey, I'm embracing it. I'm trying to love it. It's not that bad. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. Okay, back to the actual thing. So yeah, so they were like getting you hyped up about working in food and beverage. Went over the 4 keys, like I said, and then they went over like all the different positions within food and beverage. So there's like outside vending, which are the people at carts that sell like Mickey bars and pretzels and popcorn, stuff like that. Then there's people like me who are in like a restaurant, like doing the fast food type thing, where you're like cooking food and putting orders together and sitting it out on trays, stuff like that. And then my roommate was a different type of food and beverage, where she was quick service, but then she also did things where, because she was at Animal Kingdom Lodge, so she would actually like leave the kitchen area and like run food to guests who were like by a pool, or she would, I don't know, her job was more outdoors than mine. Like mine is literally all indoors. I hardly see the day of light or night because I work nights a lot, but I live in like a tunnel. I go to work in a tunnel. I stay there for at least 6 hours, 6 to 8 to 12 hours at a time, and then I leave out a tunnel. I hardly go outside. I'm usually just always in the kitchen. So mine's very like isolated. You're in one spot. I mean, it's a big kitchen, so it's not like you're like cramped in the tiny spot the whole time. And you go up and down stairs, but hers was nice because she got to go outside sometimes and walk around. She wasn't just like stuck in a kitchen, you know? So hers was a little bit different, even though we had the same role. Hers was a bit different, like her kitchen setup and all that jazz. And I think there's more roles. I don't really remember, besides like vending and quick service and full service. That's what I'm going to call it. I don't know if it's even called full service. But you guys know what I mean. When you're in like an actual restaurant and you're like taking orders and like, you know, the standard stuff. Then they did a similar thing with the 4 keys, where they had like the 4 keys land, except we had like food and beverage land. And so they had like different cast members doing different things, and like we learned about safety in the kitchen, how to treat guests again, but like attaining to food and beverage, and basically that was that. And then they kind of told us some stories, which were cool. So the teacher lady, like facilitator of our group, told us a story about how one time she was doing outdoor vending, food and beverage. That was her role. She was outdoors. And this one little girl was really sad because she wanted to go on a ride. I don't remember what ride it was. I think they were in Animal Kingdom, so maybe Everest. I don't remember. But she wanted to go on one of the rides really badly, and then she ended up being too short. So they had to turn her away, unfortunately, and she got really upset. And her older brother got to go on with her dad, and her mom and her would wait outside. And so her mom was trying to comfort her, being like, oh, it's okay, like maybe next time when you're a little bit older and you grow, you can go on it next time, blah blah blah. And so the cast member, our facilitator, was watching this and felt really bad for the little girl. So she called up her manager and said, oh hey, this like little girl couldn't get on the ride and she's really upset. is there something I can do to make her day a little bit better? So they said, yeah, go ahead and give her whatever she wants from, like one item, whatever she wants from your cart. Okay, cool. So she goes over to them and she says, oh, hi, princess. I heard that you're having not the greatest time right now, and so Mickey told me that you could have whatever you wanted from my cart. So they go over to the cart and the mom is like, oh, that's so nice, blah, blah, blah. They go over to the cart and she's assuming the little girl's probably going to pick like a Mickey bar or, I don't know, something like sweet and delicious. The little girl sees a banana and says, I want a banana, which is one of the cheapest things from the cart, and like you wouldn't expect a kid to pick a banana over a delicious ice cream Mickey bar, right? And so the girl was like, are you sure you want the banana? Like, I'm giving this all to you for free, Mickey said. And she's like, I want the banana. So she's like, okay, gives her the banana from her cart. And then the mom thanks her and they go over and the little girl is so happy with her banana, she's eating it. And the little brother and dad come off and they're like, oh my gosh, the ride was so cool, oh yeah. And then she's like, I don't care, I got a banana. So that was pretty funny. I like that story that she told us. So then after you learn all that stuff, then they get you logged into the hub. The hub is like the cast member website where you can get your schedule. So they get you logged into that, you make a password, blah, blah, blah. And then you take an online class called like Disney Learning. I think it's called D-Learn or something like that. And the class was about like food safety. You like, I don't even know how to explain it. I mean, you guys will see when you go. But basically, it was just like an online class video thing, and then they had like little, you had to like answer questions. It was all multiple choice. It wasn't that hard, don't worry. It was really boring actually, but learning about food safety, like what temperature food has to be at, when they go in the danger zone, when it's safe to consume them, at what temperatures you have to store food in, like being safe in the kitchen, being clean in the kitchen, blah blah blah, all that jazz. So it was really boring, but hey, you learn stuff that you need to know, so that was good. And then after you finish that, then you go over to costuming. If you work in Magic Kingdom, the costuming is right at West Clock, like right across from Disney University where the bus is, so that's really convenient. I don't know about where the other costuming places are because I obviously don't have to go to them. But yeah, so then you leave there, you go to costuming and you get shoes. You get your non-slip shoes. I have mine right here actually. Oh. So here's my shoes. They're really disgusting because I've been using them for like a month and a half now. Like, I really need to clean them out. There's like food on the bottom. It's so gross. Ah! I dropped it. But, yeah, they're like non-slip, which I sort of don't believe because I slip in them sometimes. But yeah, so you go to costuming. The guy tells you what shoes you can have because there's like a rack full of different shoes and different roles require different shoes. So those are the shoes that my kitchen requires, and I think most food and beverage are going to get those shoes. You get the option of having laces or no laces. You try them on basically, and then you check them out. And the cool thing is if they break down, if they get holes, or if something goes wrong with them, you can return them and get new ones for free. So that was pretty cool. And that was pretty much it for me. I think some people got their costumes that day. I did not, which I was bummed about, but it was all good in the hood. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry it's long. It's another boring one. It's not like a vlog. It's more of me like talking. Blah. I know I can talk your guys' ears off, so I'm sorry. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. I will do my best to answer them. But other than that, like, there's some stuff was hard to explain, but if you're doing the program, you'll go, you'll see, and you'll understand, and it's not that big of a deal, you guys. Like, it was fine. I was kind of nervous about it, because like I said, I've never worked with food in the food industry or anything before, and I was like, a little nervous about it, going to training and stuff like that, but they show you everything you need to know, and as long as you just listen, have your ears open, and ready to learn, that's all there is to it. You don't have to take notes, you don't have to do any of that, so it's all good. No worries, guys. Anyways, I keep talking and rambling on, so I'm gonna go now, and I hope you guys have a great, magical day, and I'll see you real soon. Bye!